Hello, this is Marsha's Moments with Men with Marsha Lecour and special guest Pavlo. My dear friend Pavlo, how are you today?
Excellent, excellent. I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine.
And you are now in the city in your hometown of Toronto.
Yes, yes, I'm here in Toronto, my hometown. But yeah, enjoying every minute of it.
And you were born in the Greek island of the Danforth here in
Yeah.
Toronto.
Yes, yes. Born in Toronto, born right on the street of the Danforth, uh, with spanakopita in my hand and souvlaki in the other hand.
So tell us what kind of work you do and if you are aligned with your passion and purpose.
Okay. Yes. I'm a recording artist, and I perform around the world, doing concerts. I do about 150 shows a year, and I have 14 albums that I've recorded, that I've released and recorded, and over the last 20 years, um, and have had a wonderful journey in life. Playing the music that I love, which is I describe it as a Mediterranean style kind of music, a combination of flamenco and Latin and Greek, which is my heritage. Um, that kind of thing. Yeah.
And how did you get started?
Well, I was 10 years old when I picked up the guitar. And it was love at first sight, as they say. And I was actually literally obsessed when I realized that this is something that really felt natural to me, even though I had just picked it up in my hands. But I knew that it felt right, and you just, even at that age, when something just feels right, uh, and I couldn't play it, but it felt right, And then I practiced 10 hours a day for 6 years in a row.
Oh,
And I don't
talk
think I
about
missed a day, honestly. I mean, I was that obsessed about it, My parents thought I was nuts, But
and obviously it's paid off.
yeah, I mean, it's paid off in the sense that, Marsha, I get to do what I love to do for a living every day. Like I don't feel like I've ever worked in my life. Really, like that's crazy when you think about it, right? Like I play music every day, and it's paid off because I've lived a beautiful life. I've lived this awesome journey traveling around the world, doing what I love to do, meeting great people, It's been awesome.
And so tell us, you started at age 10.
Yes.
Now, was there somebody that introduced you to music? Like, how did it all start?
Yeah, well, no, I had an older cousin that played a little bit of guitar at that time, and he still does. But he introduced it to me. Actually, he showed me how to play a riff from the Beatles, the Day Tripper riff, and that was it. I mean, I must have played that thing for 6 weeks straight, So that's kind of where it started. Yeah.
And you were recently running a 20-night gig here in Toronto. Tell us about that.
Yeah. It's my 20th year of touring, so I wanted to do something special in Toronto. Normally, I play Massey Hall or Roy Thompson Hall, but this time I wanted to do something more intimate and go right back to my roots and play a smaller place, something similar to the size of cafes that I played in the '90s when I started. So I picked a jazz bistro, and but to accommodate everybody, of course, we did it for 20 nights in a row, and it was fun. It was really fun. It was really small, intimate shows, and I also had a different guest every night because I wanted to make it. I wanted to make every night different. So I had anyone from Kim Mitchell to Rick Emmett to Mark Masry to Mark Jordan, Amy Sky, Luke McMaster. I mean, many guest artists over that 20-day run, and it was awesome. It was awesome.
And tell us the story of how it came to be that Amy Sky and Mark Jordan were special guests on your stage.
Well, I've worked with Amy over the years. Amy produces records for several different artists, like Mark Masry. That's how Mark and I met. Olivia Newton-John. I also played on Olivia's album as well through Amy. Um, and we stayed friends over the years. I actually played on one of Amy's songs that was a top 40 hit here in Canada many years ago. And then, of course, she's married to Mark Jordan, and they both came by, and we covered a song on stage for the first time, um, "Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone" from Bill Withers. And that was a lot of fun.
Well, story has it that she called you about an hour to tell you that, oh, hey, we're coming down to your show.
Yes, yes, exactly. They called me about 60 minutes before the show and said, "Hey, are you guys still doing those shows here in Toronto?" Like, yes, we're coming down. I said, "Okay, perfect."
That's amazing. And so, are you currently aligned with your passion and purpose, playing music?
I am. I am. I mean, this is all I've ever done in my life. And I feel so fortunate, because my whole journey in life, I believe, is to bring positive energy to the world. The fact that I do it through the guitar is almost like it could have been anything, I think. You know what I mean? Like we're talking earlier, like, I could have been a baker. And I think I still would bring happiness and positivity to people through my cakes that I baked. I do it through my guitar, and through my music. And yeah, I'm completely aligned with what I should be doing in life. And I don't say that lightly. I consider myself very lucky.
And on the side, do you happen to bake cakes?
I don't. I mean, I love to eat them. That's for sure. I wish. I keep saying baking and all this. I'm a foodie for sure. I wish I was a good chef. I have a lot of friends who are incredible chefs, and I admire them. But it's something that I do not have a talent in.
Well, are you ever in the kitchen cooking for your family?
Not really. Sandra, my wife, is such an incredible cook that she doesn't even allow me in the kitchen because all I do is actually destroy things. So, I'm blessed to have an incredible cook as a partner. So, no, I do not cook. It's like a bucket list thing that I'd like to try. I mean, I have tried; it's never worked out, but it's something I'd like to try down the road if I can devote some more time to it.
Maybe you can make baklava.
Yeah, you know how difficult that is to do. You've picked the hardest thing.
Or what about souvlaki?
Yeah, that's a little easier. Yeah, souvlaki, you can put that on the grill.
That's fabulous. And so, when you were 10 years old and you picked up a guitar, you must have had a lot of self-discipline because you're still doing it today, like, all these years later.
Yeah, yeah, I guess so. I had this passion for playing music, and I had this obsession with the guitar, and I guess out of that came discipline. I would say, I don't think I was. I don't know how to say it. I mean, I just loved doing it that much that I just would play for hours on end. And to fast forward to today, where I travel, I fly 150 times a year to get to my concerts. I guess it's another type of discipline. And I do it because I love to play. And I know that even though I got to take 3 flights today, I'm going to end up on a stage somewhere in some city and I'm going to get to play in front of people. And that kind of justifies it all. So I don't know if that's discipline. I guess maybe it is, but I just love to play. So I know that I've got to do all this to be able to get to that stage and play. So that's kind of how I look at it. I don't know if that's kind of weird or not. But
well, I know for a fact that you there's an echo. I know for a fact that you practice like many hours a day when you were 10 years old starting out.
Yeah. Yeah. And I did. And now I spend most of my days in an airplane. Yeah.
So what are some of your next musical gigs that are coming up?
Well, this Saturday, we're headlining a festival in Woodstock, Ontario. The city, as part of the city's sort of festivities for the summer. And then where else am I playing? I'm headlining the Ottawa Greek Festival in August, and also actually playing a beautiful winery in August at the Culinary Estate Winery in Nag-on-the-Lake area. So that I'm looking forward to that. That's about it. Oh, actually, no, I forgot. I'm actually in Rhode Island as well. On August the 25th, I'm playing on the Anthony Quinn estate for the Anthony Quinn Foundation. And for those of you who don't know Anthony Quinn, he's Mr. Zarba. For me to get that call, it was, oh my God, it's like the Holy Grail coming down. Anthony Quinn is the most famous Greek that's not Greek.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, so really looking forward to that. I was thrilled and honored, to be honest with you, to play for the Anthony Quinn Foundation.
Now, if people want to find out more about your shows, I mean, you're sort of booked out. Well, not booked out fully, but you've got bookings right out to March 2019.
Yeah. Yeah. We always work about a year in advance. But yeah, it's all on my website, pavlo.com,
Yeah.
pavlo.com. Has it all.
In fact, I was checking it out today. I noticed that January and February, you spend your time in the warm climate. You're doing shows in the warm climate, like Florida and Arizona, I believe, or
That's
California.
by design, Marsha. Yes. Yeah, usually January and February we play in Florida, Phoenix, Southern California, those kind of areas. Only because it's a lot easier to get to. You know, I mean, I cut my teeth in Canada, and I've played I don't know about 170 different towns in Canada over the winter months, over the years, and but you know now we sort of I usually play Canada in October, November, March, April, sometimes February. But the warmer months or the winter months we're usually in the warmer areas. So yeah.
Well, that makes sense from the perspective of a Canadian. And
Yeah.
I see March 12th that you're booked for Lake Louise.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a corporate show. But what I'm about to add is two shows in Edmonton and Calgary.
Now, when you say corporate, is that open to the public?
No, no,
Oh, it's a private gig.
it's a private exactly. But like I said, because we'll be there as well, we're going to be doing two shows, one in Edmonton and one in Calgary.
Oh, okay. And then you're going to be in Eastern Canada, I think September, like New
Yes.
Brunswick.
Yeah. We're playing Halifax and St. John and Fredericton and Moncton. Yeah.
Interesting. I have family out there. I'll alert them that you're going to be out there.
Yes. Yes.
That'll be great. And so, just to come back to the gig in Woodstock this weekend, I think it's in a park. Is that correct?
Downtown in a park, put on by the city, and there'll be many other artists. But I will be headlining, so we'll be there at. I think we start at 7:00.
And do you know the name of the park by any chance?
I believe it's
Victoria
Park. Yeah.
Victoria Park. Okay. Yeah. Weren't you there last summer?
Yes, I was.
I can't. Was I there? I can't remember.
I'm not sure, but you know.
I mean, I've been to so many of your shows. I've lost track.
Thank you for coming on.
You know?
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. You've got some diehard fans, and I think, some of them are probably watching right now who shall remain nameless. I want to switch gears here a bit, and I want to go and talk about challenges and issues.
Oh. Stop it. Sorry about that. There we go.
Okay. So to come back to what I was talking about, what are some of the challenges and issues that men face, from your perspective?
Yeah. That's an interesting question. I think that one of the big challenges is raising our kids in this crazy world. As a father with two daughters, I'm trying to raise my daughters in a way that they have full confidence in feeling that they can do anything. And I think that should be, whether it's a boy or a girl, you have to raise your kids feeling that they can do anything in the world. And they truly can, anyone can do anything if they put their mind to it, So that's been my sort of, like I have a 22-year-old and a 9-year-old. My timing is impeccable. And my 22-year-old is just finishing university at University of Toronto. And she's not going to go into the world, and I believe she's got the confidence to do that. And I'm hoping, not hoping, I think I had a little bit to do with that, because growing up, I made her feel like, hey, you can do this. I mean, you can do that. I used to help her on her projects to show her that everything is possible. My 9-year-old, I mean, she's going on to 19, so she's probably overconfident. But I think that's important, as a parent, you got to really prepare your kids to be able to go into the world and feel like, hey, I can do this, I can do that. There's nothing they can't do. And as a father, that's something that I think we should pay forward to our kids and help them that way.
Yeah, that's a really good approach in terms of raising girls in
Yeah,
today's world.
yeah.
And one final question: what's one powerful tip that you want to leave for men? One powerful tip.
I think one powerful tip for men is to follow. You know how they say follow your dreams, but it's more in that follow your heart. Like if it doesn't matter what you do in life. I think if you follow what's true to you, like that necessarily might not be something that's popular at the time or something that's politically correct or not politically correct or all those things. If you follow something that's true to you and you feel and you go in with it with the right intent, um, I think you'll always succeed. You'll always succeed, and that doesn't necessarily have to do with money. It means it has to do more with doing something that you're proud of, and that you're behind, and that you can justify, and that feels right, and all that stuff.
Well, that's a good note to end on. And I want to tell you, Pavlo, I'm so thrilled that you joined me here today with
Yeah, thank
Marsha's Moments with Men.
my pleasure.
Okay.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Pavlo. Blessings.
Bye bye.